Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are watching from. Ty Talk Sports here, and I'm back with another video. And it is time to finally break down the game of Victor Wembanyama. He made his Summer League debut last night at Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. And there is a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the bad. We're going to talk about the good. We're going to talk about the upside. There's a lot to cover in his first Summer League action, and we're just going to dive right into it. Before we get into it, if you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that red button below. 96% of my viewers who watch the videos are not subscribed. Let's shrink that number as low as possible. So go down below, hit that button. It only takes a few seconds. And now, let's get right into it. So starting it off, Wembanyama already had some struggles right out of the gate. Went 0 for 3, including a contested layup, a nice pull-up jumper over Kai Jones, and then a turnaround dunk where I don't even think he realized how close he was to the basket. That one definitely sunk the soul as a personal Spurs fan, but then was able to get it going, got a bucket early, took the lead on a cherry pick down in transition, was able to get a contact bucket with the left hand and the and one to get his first points of the Summer League. And overall, let's just go ahead and just get this out of the way. Efficiently, offensively, it was not a good night at all for him. 2 of 13 from the field, made one of his couple three-point attempts. He went 1 for 6 from downtown, 4-4 from the free throw line. Overall, just not a great night efficiently for Wembanyama. As the shots he took were not poor shots, he just couldn't get them to fall. I like that his confidence was continuing throughout the course of the game. He didn't stop shooting. When he had an open look, he let it fly. He wasn't scared to let it fly, and that's something that's really big. Obviously, when you're 19 years old, with the pressure that you have, confidence definitely has to be a huge factor going into his game, considering with all the pressure that the media has put on him, and the fact that he's still not willing to fold underneath the pressure of the lights and let his confidence go away. It's great. It's a great first sign. Even with his jumper not falling, he continued to let it fly even after having struggles in the first half and throughout the course of the game. So one of my biggest takeaways offensively, just confidence. He didn't stop shooting the ball, and that's one of the bigger things, especially for young players. When their shot isn't falling, sometimes they have the tendency to turn away from shooting the ball. But I like that Wembanyama kept letting him fly. And I'm going to give credit to Brandon Miller for doing the same as well. But this isn't about the Charlotte Hornets. And we can talk about them eventually, but right now, this is about Wembanyama. So defensively, he was everywhere last night. On the perimeter, under the paint, Wembanyama had 5 blocks, and some of them felt like they were personal. Mark Jones literally said he sent him to the friend zone on a few blocks. Wembanyama was great defensively, immediately showing that he can bring all defensive energy from the get-go as soon as he's able to step foot on the NBA court. Let's go ahead and talk about what everyone is talking about. The dunk. Kai Jones had an amazing play of athleticism, of verticality over Wembanyama. But let's talk about this. Let's break it down real quick. I can't show the video, obviously, due to copyright issues, so we're going to break it down in pictures for you guys. So the first picture that I'll have on screen now is Nick Smith Jr. running the pick and roll with Kai Jones as Kai Jones splits the defenders with Julian Champagnie and Wemby. Nick Smith then realizes that and is going to set him up for a play right here. Wembanyama with his hips towards Nick Smith Jr. is focused on him, and once Nick Smith throws that lob in the air, Wembanyama immediately makes the read, switches his hips to get on to Kai Jones as quickly as possible, makes the correct read, and the next one that you're seeing right now is when the ball is in the air, and as you can see, Wembanyama is actually going to try and deflect the ball. He's not trying to get on Kai Jones, he's trying to get the ball, he's trying to deflect, and then the final clip right here, as you can see, he's got his hand on the ball. So Wembanyama is doing a great job of pursuing after the basketball and trying to make a play, but Kai Jones is just able to make a better play, channeling his inner Blake Griffin and absolutely throwing down a monstrous slam over Wembanyama. But realistically, let's talk for a second. I'm going to try and remain optimistic even through the bad. There is not a lot of players who are going to be able to make that read, switch the hips, and try and deflect the rim and cover as much ground as Wembanyama did. I mean, he made the right read immediately and immediately was trying to protect the paint by deflecting the ball. And what could have been a simple lob play where Nick Smith was able to find Kai Jones off the high pick and roll turned into a play where Kai Jones had to throw it into the hoop. And credit where credit is due. It was an amazingly athletic play. Great composure for Kai Jones as he was able to keep his sights set on the rim for the finish. I mean, not many players can do what Kai Jones did. Not many players can do what Wembanyama did. This is honestly, Great defense, better offense by both sides. Both players were doing a really good job at their respective positions, but Kai Jones got the better of him. One of my biggest things is that here's the thing. From France to the NBA, it is a whole different game. Athletically, this is going to be something that Wembanyama has to get used to because they're not like this over in France. Yes, they have some great talented players, but over here in America, the athleticism, the pure raw talent is just through the roof. And that's not something that Wembanyama was used to over there. He was known for being the biggest guy, for getting it done on both ends of the floor, especially underneath the basket. And now this is a wake-up call. I mean, even as a Spurs fan, I'm glad his first poster was now, because this is the moment where Wembanyama has to adjust to the speed, to the athleticism, to the pace of the game. And that's what Summer League is all about, if we're going to be honest. It's about learning. That's what rookies are meant to do in this situation. It's about learning the causes, the effects, about how you need to keep on going, how you need to push through versatility, and learn what is happening through the course of the games. Because now that Wembanyama has finally had his first wake-up call, we're going to see how this is going to continue to pan out. Like I said, an amazing play on both ends. Wembanyama did a great job of trying to cover the floor as best as possible, protecting the rim. But Kai Jones, man, what a finish on his end. I also want to break down another play real quick. This is just simple. The Sports Center and every other mainstream media was posting that Brandon Miller was cooking Wembanyama with his dribble moves. And on that first crossover, it was a great move by Miller. I know I've talked about how Miller has a deep bag. I love Miller's offensive game. And then after a foul was called, Wembanyama hit the floor. But as you look right here, I mean, it's clear as day. It's a forearm/elbow to the neck. I mean, anyone try to take a full speed arm to the neck and don't react at all. I try not to be as biased as possible, but when there's things that are clear as day, I want to give it covered. And this is another picture that I have on screen now, earlier from the game. At the end of the first quarter, a lot of mainstream media was posting that, oh, Brandon Miller is locking up Wembanyama, but as you see here, his hand is completely on its wrist. It's clear as day, and unfortunately, he's not getting whistles to go his way immediately, but I'm going to not dictate the refs as much as possible because I don't want the refs to affect his game unless there's something clear. That's the only thing I want to say about that. Just call the obvious fouls, but realistically, there's good and there's bad. And it's a huge adjustment. Wembanyama looked like a guy who hasn't played professional basketball in 3 weeks, and he hasn't. So it's going to take time to adjust. From playing in the France league to now joining arguably the most athletic league possible in the National Basketball Association, there is a lot to change, a lot to learn, a lot to adjust, especially for the speed, for the pacing. I mean, he said in his post-game interview, I'm just trying to learn. Conditioning is going to be one of my biggest things throughout the course of my first season, because 82 games, I don't know how my body's going to hold up to that. Victor has a lot to learn. He has openly spoken about it. He is honest with himself. He knows he didn't have the best performance, but he's ready to go out there and ready to improve for the next game. Offensively, that jumper is going to start falling. And once it does, it's over. Wembanyama showed last night how he can impact the game from all sorts of levels. Defensively, playmaking. That was something that he had a lot of upside on the Mets 92 that I was really happy about. And last night, he showed that. He really did. He was able to get out in transition and handle the ball. And if it wasn't for a lot of guys missing open layups, he would have had probably somewhere around 6 or 7 assists. There was a handful of plays where he set his teammates up, but they just couldn't finish the play, unfortunately. So we're going to see that continue to improve from Wembanyama. He's under one of the most historic franchises in all of sports. He's under Greg Popovich. This is going to be something that continues to develop. It's only his first game, and people are giving him so much slander. I think it's ridiculous. It's Summer League. You can't judge a player off the first game. And not even just Wembanyama. I mean, Brandon Miller struggled in his first 2 games, and I'm not one to overreact to it. I'm not worried about Brandon Miller. I think he has a nice game. I think that this is just Summer League, and these are where the players who are new to the association have to learn what it's like. They have to learn how to adjust, how to make the transition, and how to make your game translate over. And this is what Summer League is for. I believe Victor Wembanyama will be just fine. I think as the course of the Summer League continues, he's going to show us more and more that jumper is going to fall consistently, and he's going to continue showing us his defensive upside on a night-to-night basis, showing how he's able to have all defensive energy. he's showing us that his defensive physicality is going to be something that is going to be elite from the start and something that's going to continue to improve as the course of his career. So as Summer League keeps on going, I'm willing to see more and more jumpers start to fall from Wembanyama. However, I don't think he's going to play for much longer. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays maybe 2 more games at the most and then they shut him down. It's just so he can start learning how to adjust to this league, and that's what Summer League is about. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know down below. Drop a like and subscribe. What do you guys think Wembanyama is going to do for the rest of Summer League? How do you expect him to move forward from here on out? And do you think it is an issue? Personally, me, I just talk about how I don't. I don't believe, I'm not worried at all about Victor Wembanyama. As a Spurs fan and as someone who just understands the game of the NBA, I'm not worried at Wembanyama at all. I'm not worried about any star rookie players who just got drafted and who are struggling in Summer League. It is Summer League. More and more time will come for them, and they're going to continue to develop. So, thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload the newest videos here on Ty Talk Sports. And until next time, I'm signing off. See you guys later.